Good morning, children. Today we are going to study about coordination chemistry. In this video, part 1, you will be learning about what are coordination compounds, what are the differences between double salt and coordination compounds, what is Werner's coordination theory, what are the terminologies used in coordination compounds. Coordination chemistry is the name derived from the Latin word complexus and coordinate. Complexus means hold and coordinate means to arrange respectively. In this chapter we will be learning about how the complexes are arranged or held together. What is the importance of learning this coordination compounds lesson? Coordination compounds play a vital role in the biological functions and also in chemical industry. For example, hemoglobin, the oxygen transporter of human, is a coordination compound of iron, and cobalamin, an essential vitamin, is a coordination compound of cobalt. Chlorophyll, a pigment present in plant, acts as a photosensitizer in the photosynthesis, is also a coordination compound. Various coordination compounds such as Wilkinson compound, Ziegler-Natta compound are used as catalysts in industrial process. Hence, it is important to understand the chemistry of coordination compounds. What are coordination compounds? Before we go deep into coordination compounds, we must know what is the basic difference between a double salt and a coordination compound. When two or more stable compounds in solution are mixed together and allowed to evaporate, in certain cases there is a possibility for the formation of double salt, and in some other cases it forms coordination compound. For example, when an equimolar mixture of ferrous sulfate and ammonium sulfate are mixed and when they are allowed to crystallize, you get a salt called more salt, which is nothing but ferrous ammonium sulfate, which is formed. When equimolar mixture of two simple salts, namely ferrous sulfate and ammonium sulfate, are mixed and if they are allowed to evaporate, you will get what is called as ferrous ammonium sulfate, which is a double salt. In the same way, if you treat two compounds like ferric chloride and potassium thiocyanate, when these two solutions, when they are mixed together and when they are allowed to evaporate, you will get a blood red coloration, which is due to the compound formation of potassium ferrithiocyanate. Here, more salt is called a double salt and potassium ferrithiocyanate is a coordination compound. What is the difference between both of them? In more salt, you can get simple ions like Fe2+, NH4+, and SO4 2- ions if you put it in excess water. But the same potassium ferrithiocyanate, when you dissolve it in water, it will give answer only to potassium ion and it will not answer for ferrous ion or ferric ion and thiocyanate ion. That means the ferric ion and the thiocyanate ion lose identity once if it is becoming a coordination compound. A coordination compound will dissociate to give complex ion, but a double salt will dissociate to give only simple ions. Double salt, the ions does not lose their identity, but in coordination compounds, the ions lose their identity. Here, there are two examples, one for double salt and a coordination compound is given. The first example is ferrous ammonium sulfate, which is a double salt. You can see that it provides two sulfate ions, one ferrous ion, one ammonium ion in excess water. But if you go for a coordination compound, it does not give simple ion, instead it gave only a complex ZnNH3 4 times 2 plus, which is called as tetramine zincate. That means a double salt will dissociate to give simple ions and the ions does not lose their identity, whereas in the coordination compounds Once if the ions enter into the coordination sphere, it will lose its identity. Coordination compounds are different from that of double salts. In order to understand the behavior of coordination compounds, Swiss chemist Alfred Werner proposed his theory of coordination compounds. In order to explain the behavior of coordination compounds, he proposed his theory. In order to understand the coordination theory, let us look at the example given here. When cobalt 3 chloride is treated with ammonia, it provided 4 different colored complexes. One complex is yellow, another one is purple, the third one is green, and fourth one is violet. Also, these 4 complexes provided silver chloride, number of moles of silver chloride provided by them on addition of silver nitrate is different in all these complexes. For example, in the first case, when you add silver nitrate, it provided 3 silver chloride precipitate, 3 moles of silver chloride precipitated. And in the second case, 2 moles of silver chloride are precipitated, and in the last 2 cases, 1 mole of silver chloride is precipitated in each. Now you may ask me, in the last 2 cases, number of moles of silver chloride precipitate is same, but it provides different color. Actually, COCl3, 4NH3 is showing 2 different colors, green and violet. How is it possible? For that, I have given you 2 pictures on the right side. You can see that in the first picture, chloride ion are present in the adjacent position of the octahedron, but in the second picture, you can see that chloride ions are in opposite positions in the octahedron. That means the last third and fourth complexes are cis trans isomers, we say. They are isomers which show different color. Okay. In all these complexes, the valences of the elements are actually fulfilled, that is satisfied completely, but they show different types of behavior in complexes. Why is it so? Let us study in detail. To explain the behavior of cobalt 3 chloride with ammonia molecule, which provided 4 different colored complexes and also provided different number of moles of silver chloride with silver nitrate, Werner proposed his theory. According to his theory, most of the elements exhibit 2 types of valences, namely primary valence and secondary valence, and each element tend to satisfy both the valences. Primary valency is referred to as oxidation state of the metal ion, and the secondary valency is known as coordination number. For example, if you look at COCl3 6NH3, the primary valency of cobalt is 3 and the secondary valency is 6. You should know why it's at 3 and why secondary valency is 6. Oxidation number comes to a metal ion because of the counter ion which is also charged. Here in COCl3 6NH3, ammonia is neutral, so it will not provide any charge to the complex. But Cl3 will provide 3 minus charges, so it will be counteracted by CO with plus 3 charge. So the oxidation number of CO is plus 3. And secondary valency is coordination number. Already we have learnt in solid state lesson that coordination number is nothing but number of nearest neighbors. Cobalt is surrounded by 6 ammonia molecules. So the secondary valency is 6. The primary valency of a metal ion is always positive or 0. They are always satisfied by negative ions. The positive or negative valency can be satisfied by negative ions. For example, in the complex COCl3 6NH3, already I told you the primary valency of cobalt is plus 3, and so it is satisfied by 3 chloride ions. The secondary valency is satisfied by negative ions, neutral molecules, positive ions, or a combination of all these, because secondary valency is nothing but number of close neighbors. For example, in the same complex COCl3 6NH3, the secondary valency of cobalt is 6, which is satisfied by 6 neutral molecules of ammonia, whereas in COCl3 5NH3, the secondary valence of cobalt is satisfied by 5 neutral molecules of ammonia and 1 chloride ion. According to Werner, there are two spheres of attraction around a central metal ion or atom in a complex. You can see two spheres. I gave you two pictures. The red color sphere is called the inner sphere, which is close to the central metal ion, and the inner sphere is called as coordination sphere. Here the coordination sphere is close to the central metal ion, and so the atoms or ions present in the inner sphere are much firmly attached to the metal ion. But if you see the outer sphere is far away from the central metal ion. It is called as ionization sphere. Here the metal ion is loosely bounded to the ions present in the outer sphere, and so these ions which are present in the outer sphere can be easily removed upon dissolving in a suitable solvent. Already we know that primary valency corresponds to oxidation state and secondary valency corresponds to coordination number. And in the previous picture you must have seen that ammonia is firmly attached to cobalt with a solid line, and chloride is attached to cobalt with a curved line, which means that primary valences are non-directional and secondary valences are directional. That means ammonia is placed in proper corners of an octahedron, but chloride can take up any position in the octahedron. Also, the geometry of the complex can be determined by the spatial arrangement of the groups which satisfy secondary valency. If the secondary valency of the central metal ion is 6, it has an octahedral geometry. If the secondary valency is 4, the geometry may be either tetrahedral or square planar. Werner postulated his theory based on the observation of cobalt 3 chloride with ammonia forming 4 different types of colored complexes, also with the reaction of silver nitrate with these 4 complexes. Based on the postulates, we can say that in the first complex, that is COCl3 6NH3, we can say that 6 ammonia molecules are satisfying the secondary valency, which is non-ionizable inner sphere. 6 ammonia molecules take up the position in the inner sphere, and 3 chloride ions are taking up the position in the outer sphere, which could be easily ionized. When they are dissolved in water, these 3 chloride ions can be easily replaced. So when cobalt CONH3 6 times Cl3, when it is treated with silver nitrate solution, it provided 3 moles of silver chloride. In the second case, COCl3 5NH3, which is actually a purple colored complex, 5 ammonia molecule and 1 chloride ion will take up the inner sphere, which is a non-ionizable sphere, and 2 of the chloride ions will take up the outer sphere, which is the ionizable sphere, and hence when you treat the complex with silver nitrate solution, it provided these 2 chloride ions as 2 moles of silver chloride. In the third and fourth case, CONH3 4 times Cl2, that is 4 ammonia molecules and 2 chloride ions will take up the inner sphere, which is non-ionizable sphere, and 1 chloride ion will be in the non-ionizable sphere, which is the outer sphere. Ionizable outer sphere, sorry. 1 chloride ion is in the outer sphere, which is ionizable sphere. Now when you treat this COCl3 4NH3 with silver nitrate, you will get 1 mole of silver chloride precipitated in third and fourth case. What are the limitations of this Werner's theory? This Werner's theory could not explain the magnetic property and color of most of the complexes. So here this table gives you the difference between primary valency and secondary valency. This is based on Werner's coordination theory only. Already what we have learned, the same thing is given it in the form of table. Primary valency is referred to as oxidation state of the central metal ion, and secondary valency is known as coordination number. Primary valency may be positive or 0. Secondary valency is an integer. Primary valency is satisfied by negative ions. Secondary valency is satisfied either by negative ions, neutral molecules, positive ions, or a combination of these. An example is given in the case of COCl3 6NH3. The primary valency is of cobalt is +3 and secondary valency is 6. Primary valency is satisfied by 3 chloride ions. In the case of primary valency, we know it is 3. Secondary valency it is 6. Primary valency is non-directional, but secondary valency is directional. Because here the coordination number, if it is 6, we call the geometry as octahedral. If it is 4, it may be tetrahedral or square planar. There is a question given in evaluate yourself. When a coordination compound CrCl3,4H2O is mixed with silver nitrate solution, 1 mole of silver chloride is precipitated per mole of the compound. There are no free solvent molecules in that compound. Assign the secondary valency to the metal and write the structural formula of the compound. This is what is the question. And in the question they have given you that when it is mixed with silver nitrate, it provided 1 mole of silver chloride. That means 1 chloride ion in that complex will be outside the coordination sphere. And also they say that there is no free solvent molecule. There is no water molecule is outside the coordination sphere. According to this, actually based on these two, we can say that structure of the complex may be Cr, 1 chloride is outside, so remaining 2 chloride will be inside, Cr, Cl2, and all the 4 water molecules are not present freely, so they will be in the complex as H2O 4 times. So Cr, Cl2, H2O 4 times, we should close the bracket and Cl. This will be the structure. And the secondary valency here, you count the number of nearest neighbors to chromium, 2 chlorine, 2 chloride ions and 4 water molecules. So totally the coordination number or the secondary valency is 6. And the structural formula is CrCl2 H2O 4 times Cl. What are the terminologies used in coordination compounds? The first terminology is called coordination entity. In coordination compounds, if you see potassium ferrocyanide, the formula is K4FeCN6. This FeCN6 4 minus, actually FeCN6 is written in square bracket. The region of square bracket is called as coordination entity. In this you can see Fe, which is a central metal ion, which is connected to Cn minus, a group of negative ions. So coordination entity is nothing but a neutral molecule or a negative ion which is surrounding the central metal atom, which is represented by a square bracket. In the case of nickel tetracarbonyl, the coordination entity is NiCO4 within square bracket. So whatever is written within square bracket, we consider the square bracket with its charge to be the coordination entity. Define central metal ion or atom. Central metal ion or an atom is called as Lewis acid. It is an electron deficient ion which is capable of accepting electron donated by donor molecules or donor ions. So the central metal atom or ion is occupying the central position in the coordination entity and it binds to the other atoms or groups of atoms through a coordinate covalent bond. For example, if you take K4FeCN6, the central metal ion in this case is Fe2+. The coordination entity already I told you it is FeCN6 4 minus. You should leave that K4. FeCN6 4 minus is called as the coordination entity. In this case, which is central metal ion, you know, metal ion belongs to transition element, it is Fe2+. So Fe2+ is capable of accepting electrons from the donor atom or donor ion or group of donor molecules, that is Cn minus. It forms 6 coordinate bonds with the ligands. Ligands are nothing but electron donors. So central metal ion is actually called as Lewis acid because it has the ability to accept electron pair. What are ligands? Ligands are the atoms or group of atoms bound to the central metal ion or atom. They are enclosed in square bracket. Already I told you central metal ion is Lewis acid and it is capable of accepting electrons. So there should be a donor atom or a group of molecules or ions which are capable of donating electrons to the central metal ion. These donor atoms, ions or molecules are called as ligands. So we call ligands even as Lewis bases. The atom in a ligand that is bound directly to the central metal atom is known as donor atom. For example, in the case of K4FeCN6, which is called coordination entity, yes, FeCN6 4 minus is the coordination entity. Which is the central metal ion? Fe2+ is the central metal ion. What is the other counterpart given in FeCN6 4 minus? Fe2+ is called central metal ion. So other part Cn minus is called as the donor atom or ion which is called as ligand. In this case, in Cn minus, which is donor atom, C is the donor atom. If you write Nc minus, then the donor is nitrogen. In CONH3 6 times Cl3, the ligand is ammonia molecule and the donor atom in this case is nitrogen, because cobalt is directly connected to N, and in the case of FeCN6, Fe is directly connected to carbon. Next is coordination sphere. Already I told you in K4 FeCN6, FeCN6 4 minus is called as the coordination sphere. That is the region in which the central metal ion and the ligands are enclosed in square bracket is called as coordination sphere. The complex ion of the coordination compound containing the central metal ion or atom and the ligands attached to it is collectively called as coordination sphere. Usually it is enclosed within a square bracket with a net charge. The other ionizable ions which are written outside the bracket are called as counter ions. In K4 FeCN6, which is the coordination sphere, yes, FeCN6 4 minus is called as the coordination sphere because it contains the central metal ion as well as the ligands enclosed to it. And which is the counter ion which is present outside this coordination entity? It is K plus. So K plus is called as the counter ion. What is coordination polyhedron? The three-dimensional spatial arrangement of ligands that are directly connected to the central metal ion or atom is known as coordination polyhedron or polygon. For example, in the case of K4 FeCN6, which is the coordination sphere, yes, FeCN6 4 minus is the coordination sphere. It has got the central metal ion, which is central metal ion, Fe2 plus, which is the ligand 6 Cn minus. Cn minus is the ligand. So coordination polyhedron in this case is 6. That is, it is octahedral because the coordination number in FeCN6 is 6. So the coordination polyhedra will be octahedral. In the case of nickel tetracarbonyl, nickel is surrounded by 4 carbonyl, that is carbon monoxide. So the coordination polyhedra in the case of nickel tetracarbonyl will be tetrahedral. What is coordination number? The number of bonds formed between the central metal ion and the ligand is called as coordination number. The coordination number is nothing but the total number of sigma bonds between the ligands and the central metal atom. For example, in the case of K4 FeCN6, which is the coordination entity? Yes, FeCN6 4 minus, which is central metal ion Fe2 plus, which is the ligand Cn minus. How many Cn are there? 6. So the coordination number is 6. So Fe is connected to 6 Cn minus. So the coordination number of Fe2 plus is 6. In the case of nickel En thrice Cl2, which is a coordination entity, Ni En thrice 2 plus. In which case, what is the coordination number? Usually you will write it as 3 because nickel is connected to 3 En. But here the coordination number is 6. The reason is this En is nothing but ethylene diamine or ethane 1,2-diamine. You can see the structure of ethylene diamine or ethane 1,2-diamine. It has got 2 terminal nitrogen atoms. Both are capable of donating electron pairs. So ethylene diamine is a bidentate ligand. It can donate. Each ethylene diamine can form 2 bonds with the central metal ion, and hence 3 ethylene diamine can form 6 bonds. So the coordination number in this case is 6. What is oxidation state or oxidation number of the central atom? It is nothing but the charge the central metal atom will bear if all the ligands attached to it are removed with its charge. All the ligands were removed with the charge. The remaining charge on the central atom is called as oxidation state. For example, if you take K4 FeCN6, which is the coordination entity, FeCN6 4 minus. What is the ligand present? Cn minus. How many ligands are present? 6. So if all the 6 cyanide are removed from the complex, so what will be the removed charge? Minus 6. Now the oxidation state of Fe will be plus 2. So how will you calculate the net charge on the central complex? Only if you know the net charge on the complex, we can calculate the oxidation state of the central metal ion. If you consider the same example, K4FeCN6, remove that 4K, so the net charge will be 4 minus. Net charge on the complex can be calculated using the formula oxidation state of the central metal atom plus number of ligands into charge on the ligand. In the case of FeCN6, 4 minus, the net charge is 4 minus. How do you get that minus 4? Oxidation state of central metal ion, that is Fe is plus 2, and number of ligands is 6. 6 into each ligand carries minus 1 charge. So 6 into minus 1, it is minus 6 plus 2. Minus 6 plus 2 will be equal to minus 4. We know the formula to calculate net charge of the complex. Oxidation state of the central metal atom plus number of ligands into charge on the ligand. Suppose if you want to find out the charge on the central metal ion, how will you do it? In the case of FeCN6 4 minus, there are 6 cyanide ions. So each cyanide will carry minus 1 charge. So 6 into minus 1 will be minus 6. Plus we do not know the charge on the central ion, that is Fe. So x plus minus 6 will be equal to total charge is minus 4 because the counter ion is K4. So the total charge will be minus 4. Minus 4 is equal to x minus 6. So x is equal to plus 2. The same way if you take CO NH3 5 times Cl, here we do not know the charge on CO, but the net charge of the complex is plus 2. Plus 2 will be equal to x plus, there are 5 ammonia molecules. Ammonia is neutral, so 5 into 0, plus there are 1 chloride ion, so 1 into minus 1. So x minus 1 is plus 2, or x is equal to plus 3. So the charge on cobalt is plus 3. Here, to make you understand the chapter clearly, there is a question given. In the complex PtNO2 H2O NH3 twice Br, identify the central metal atom or ion, ligand, coordination entity, oxidation number of the central metal ion, and coordination number. Which is the central metal ion in this coordination complex? It is platinum. So the charge on it is Pt2. I told you how to calculate the charge. You may calculate it. Ligands. What are the ligands and their types? Central metal ion is attached to ligands in the coordination entity. Which are the ligands present? Yes, NO2 minus, H2O and NH3. In this, NO2 minus is called a negative ligand. H2O and ammonia are neutral ligands. Which is the coordination entity? The region of space in which the central metal ion, the ligands are attached in square bracket is called coordination entity. So leaving Br, if you write along with the charge, the square bracket, it's called as coordination entity. What is the oxidation number of central metal ion? It is plus 2. Coordination number, how many ligands are present? NO2, it is 1. H2O, it is also 1. Ammonia, it is 2. So 1 plus 1 plus 2, it is 4. Coordination number is 4. After watching the video, don't forget to write this unit test. Hope this video is very useful to you. If it is so, please like, share and subscribe for more videos. The links of other chapters are given in the description box. For better understanding, complete the form given in the description box after watching this video. Part 2 will be given to you little later. Thank you.